Oh, Lions, they keep their playoff hopes alive. Jahmyr Gibbs, did you watch the show yesterday? Uses a receiver, third and 8, Deron Bland. Oh, my gosh, poor Deron Bland this morning. Sorry to even say that. Cowboys, so disappointing. So Cowboys, right? Sorry to say it, but they're hanging on by a thread. Do they have a chance? They play on Christmas Day, of course, against the Commanders. They got a game between there and now. I don't even know what it is, but I do know that Mike Singletary's on the show. Bears-Packers. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. The biggest one probably in like 15 years, 2010 NFC Championship game. We know how that one went. Who's got the edge? What needs to happen for Chicago, the legend Super Bowl champion, joining us in just a little bit. And Kevin Durant on the program. He'll make history tonight. 4 points away from 31,000. Does he care? What does he care about when it comes to that? We're going to actually talk some college football with Kevin Durant. Who knew? For the Lions. Matthew Hamilton here, wrapping it up. You worked with the Lions, of course. Things have been different for the Lions since I showed up, waving that Lions flag. I should send that clip to the powers that be here. We should play that one. It is I.
Yeah, just make it all about you.
I am the reason, as usual. I am the reason the Lions are absolutely crushing right now, and they have found themselves. Lost to the Packers. But I'm more of a Packers girl than a Lions girly. So when those two face each other, you know how it's going to go. But against everybody else, Lions looking pretty good. Offense, spectacular. Defense, timely plays, which we love to see. The defense looked great when they needed to be great, stepping up when they had to. They're on the outside looking in, which is actually insane. Wait, 45% chance? What? Brian Branch, out with the Achilles now, on top of all the other bad stuff going on. Do they find their way back in? Probably. What do you guys think? Tweet us at Up and Adam Show, please. The win brings them to within a game of the 49ers for the 7 seed. They will also be just a game back of whoever loses that Packers-Bears game. And if you're a Lions fan, it's now time to root for just one of those teams to sweep the other here over the next 3 weeks. That's all you need. And as gross as that might sound to you, Lions fans, your best path might be to root for the Packers. You might be doing like a go Pack go, go Pack go, go Pack go. That might be you, because the Bears' schedule is brutal down the stretch. If they lose both to Green Bay, there's a great chance that it gives you a win-and-in situation week 18 at Chicago, by the way. Against your former OC, Ben Johnson, pure cinema. Get the popcorn. Let's go. On the Cowboys side of things, their playoff odds fall to 9%. And I guess what you have to hope for now is that Philly has a complete collapse to end this season. I do think the Cowboys have a decent chance to win out here. The Chargers will be a tough one. The Vikings and Giants are a mess, and they've had the Commanders' number even with Jaden back in there. But even if they do that, they'd need the Eagles to drop 3 of their final 5. The most likely path would be if they lose to the Chargers this Monday night, the Bills, and then one of those Commanders games. Okay. Woof. It's very hard to imagine that. Stranger things have happened, though. And for the game itself, last night, it really embodied what the Lions are all about. This was their 4th game in just 18 days. They really took it to what has been one of the hottest teams in the league. Amon-Ra, he did play. Incredible. Missed practice. He has a bit of an ankle. Didn't really look like it. Kelvin Shepherd, who we love, needs to be getting head coaching love here. I know that 30 points seemed like a lot, but they got huge stops when they needed them, takeaways in critical moments, and they did it while missing Kirby and Terrion and then Branch there, which sucked, but that was at the end of the game. My biggest takeaway is that Jahmyr Gibbs is the best offensive player on the planet right now, and we are not exaggerating, and I got to see it in person and kind of can't get it out of my head how great he's been with those 3 scores last night. He's now tied with Barry Sanders for the most touchdowns through a player's first 3 seasons in NFL history. He still has 4 games to go here. Look at this list. Pinnacle of skill players that have ever played the game. This is an insane list of men. And it's most impressive that the age stat that was thrown around last night was flying, because it includes everyone who has ever played in their first 3 seasons, even guys who broke into the league a little bit later. I asked Jahmyr Gibbs, got to sit with him, quite enjoy him a bit. I talked about it when I was in Allen Park for training camp this summer. Before we started the interview, I asked him, and he thought 17 touchdowns to pass Barry was a lot. I brought it up, and he kind of clowned on me a little bit, and was like, 17? That's a lot. Oh, joke's on you, Jahmyr Gibbs. But we love it for him. Secondly, here's some more takeaways. Yes, there are other running backs that can catch the ball. No one can do this. No one can do this. Lining up at wide receiver. Oh, my gosh, Ham. I mean, who? Name someone else who can do this. Like, that's an all-pro corner. We're talking, that's an all-pro corner. Is he Jerry Rice?
He looks like it.
Enough with the Barry Sanders. Is he Jerry Rice is the question. So even when you, like, limit efficiency, which is what he does, right? Like, on the ground. And the Cowboys did that. The Cowboys did that a little bit.
Yeah.
Last night, he can just torch you like this in the passing game. We asked for it. We got it. Dan, you animal, you. Especially with Laporta out, right? We need to see more of this going forward. Put Montgomery in the backfield for pass protection. Get Jahmyr out wide. Get your best 11 on the field, and let's win a Super Bowl. That's how I feel. I think keeping him more involved in this passing game is how you're going to have a great shot to beat the Rams next week. You can run the table, win a Super Bowl. That's not about the playoffs to me with them, right? Like, is it? What do you think? Can this team win the Super Bowl?
The defensive injuries worry me. But
yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, but, I mean, the offense playing like they did last – they can outscore anybody in that field.
You like them more than the Bears.
I do.
I know. That I know. You didn't even have to say that. I just like that you had to say it. Should we take a look at the slate?
Let's do it.
Ham, what's sticking out to you?
Well, we got Bills-Bengals, huge one. I know you got your eye on that one.
Oh, I do. What else?
Bills are 5.5-point favorites. Since he's trying to claw back in that AFC North race. Joey Bosa and A.J. Epinesa did not practice yesterday.
What does that mean?
That's going to be kind of huge in this one. If Joe Burrow has time in that pocket, that's going to be a tough ask for that Bills secondary that has been playing really well right now. Might see a little snow, too.
How much
snow? The Bengals love.
You check the weather. I love you. What's the weather report?
There's snow in the forecast. It was only like an inch of snow, I think, from what I saw, but yeah.
Something to watch for. Speaking of snow, I mean, enter Chase Brown on that. Let's go, Chase Brown. Speaking of snow, let's take a look. Packers-Bears. Temperatures drop to about 0. Absolutely not. Green Bay still 6.5-point faves there. Mike Singletary's played in some cold games.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll talk to him. Anything else? What about Texans-Chiefs? What do you got on that one?
Yeah, Texans-Chiefs. KC's a 3.5-point favorite in this one. The Chiefs' playoff chances, 51% if they win that game. They drop down to 11 if they lose.
Oof!
Huge implications. Houston would have an 85% playoff chance if they win.
Simmons got surgery. Is that right?
Yeah.
In LA?
Yeah.
Josh?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Why are you looking at me crazy?
It's going to be, I mean, I'm looking at you crazy because dealing with Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson without that guy.
I think that's a huge one. I think the Texans win this game.
Yeah.
I absolutely think the Texans win.
85% chance of making the playoffs if they win, which think about that with Houston where they were the first 5 weeks of the season. Pretty incredible.
That's actually insane. The implications of that one are actually bananas to think about. You know what else is today? I was very FIFA-y this week. I was with Panini in New York. They had their album reveal for the sticker book, the iconic sticker book. Loved that. And I got to talk to Lyndon Donovan, and I got to talk to Mexican legend in the soccer world, or really in the world of soccer, Pavel Pardo. And we get the draw, okay? 2026 World Cup draw. Very complicated rules. This is just like people trying to pretend like Interstellar makes sense. Like that you really understand what's going on. You don't, as you don't understand the World Cup draw rules. Because it all makes sense, and of course, out of the 4 pots become the groups. And then it gets crazy because then you're talking about like UEFA and the Liga, and then you still have teams like my beautiful Poland who don't even know if they'll be in or out. Or Italy, I believe Ghana, among them as well. Today's an exciting day, though, because it sort of signifies we're here. It is one of those like alarms on your phone that we are ready for the World Cup, which will be, of course, hosted here in the North Americas. And if you do, I will say, and I remember 1994. I didn't know any of this stuff, whatever. The host teams do have an advantage. They are clear of playing the Spains and the Argentinas. They get to be all up in that pot. The host, so Canada, that's nice for them. They'll have a nice one in Toronto. They've been in only 3 World Cups ever. This is like their 4th World Cup. We love that for them. Obviously, the U.S. hosting at SoFi, at Mexico City. They get to be in pot 1, right? They have better. It's just nice. It's a nice thing that they do for these host countries to be in the mix. So let's take a look at the odds on FanDuel Sports. This is a lot of fun. We're gonna get, by the way, Kevin Durant's picks. His pick for the entire thing. We don't even know what groups we're in, but poor Kevin Durant had to pick a winner of the entire World Cup. Spain faves at plus 410. Okay, that's it right there. And those odds feel right to me. England second at 600. I am not touching that. Absolute. Don't do that. Do not bet on them. France and Brazil. France sneaky. Brazil always a great bet. I like those odds at plus 700. Erling Haaland, baby. Norway's in the wrong pot. Norway should be in pot 2. I could make a case for them being in pot 1, but here they've got the best player in the business scoring goals in his sleep, and they're sitting there in pot 3. They're going to disrupt everything. They're the one to watch here at plus 2,000. They're tied for 8th shortest odds. So stupid. Brutal group. Whoever, if you're sitting there and you're Brazil, Argentina, if you're, I don't know what the hell's going on with Ronaldo. I don't know if he's in or out, banned, or I don't know what. I don't want to know right now. I'm not interested. If you're the U.S., you better just be like, no Norway, no Norway, no Norway, no Norway. It's like no whammy on that because that is the group of death with Norway. We like this Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
How can you not?
I mean, he's been the best player in the sport.
Yeah, Chester, my dad is big on Norway's a mess that they're in whatever. We don't even know, by the way, so Poland doesn't have odds because they're not in. Do they have odds?
They do.
How?
They're
How can
plus
they have odds if they're not
15,000. The play-in teams all do still have odds too.
They're plus what?
15,000 right now.
Plus 15,000.
Yeah.
Gosh. I don't know what to say. I love Lewandowski. We all know it, but you know how Messi had this thing following him around that he could never do it for Argentina until he did it for Argentina?
Yeah.
Lewandowski, one of the best strikers, he never does it for Poland. It doesn't work. And it's probably because of obviously the team and the man. There's a bunch of different reasons for that. Yeah. But it never works for him on a global stage in the World Cup or really any world tournament. So I'm excited to see it maybe. I don't know. Just don't get. They better not get in some Norway group either. If they get in, we have a 30% profit boost token today, by the way, for any World Cup futures. Plus 15,000. Do me a little favor. Throw a dollar. Throw a dollar on Poland so you can get the energy vibing out there. You can be the winner, by the way. Golden Boot. You can bet on who reaches the finals, and can you bet on Poland making it? No.
Let me see.
That's not a thing. We'll do that in the break.
Yeah.
We've got Mike Singletary on the show. We will have Kevin Durant on the show. Big one here. We've got a hammer time. Hammy, what are we doing today?
I'm talking about Jordan Love and that Packers loss.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike Singletary wants to talk to you. What about that? We'll have Mike Singletary, the legend, after this.
That's what I'm doing. I'm talking about it after we talk to Singletary. Yeah.
Chester says, back in the hometown studio, home sweet home, exciting day, World Cup draw in 30 minutes. You host KD on your show. I don't. You host KD on your show. Chester! I don't know if he watches on YouTube. I don't know how Chester takes the show in. Probably on FanDuel.
Probably has it on every platform.
No, probably FanDuel TV. He's ready for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I also wonder
we really should. This is where we should have Chester on the show.
Yeah. Definitely.
Chester should come on and tell us what's up.
Definitely.
I remember it's actually insane that the World Cup was, they were here.
Yeah.
That's when my parents came to LA, and they sat with Richard in a thing that didn't exist, and were taking shots of wild turkey for some reason. Remember?
That's right.
My parents, my ex-boyfriend, taking shots of whiskey at 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I remember having to get my dad and mom a special chair. I took a couch from Richard's house to let them be able to enjoy the World Cup and Argentina winning it all. How was that 4 years ago?
I know.
3 years ago, I guess.
Crazy, yeah.
3 years ago.
It's insane to think about.
Gosh, that's so crazy. How many months away from the World Cup are we?
We are, what is it? Make me do math. 6, 7 months?
7 months.
Yeah.
Isn't that a little insane that was that long ago?
Yeah. And those playing games are going to be in March.
Who's Poland going to face?
Let me see.
I just saw myself on something on this, and I just go, ew. Yeah. Ooh, Mike Singletary. I always get a little nervy when he comes on because he's so, like, legendary. You know?
Yeah. He's one of those guests that just,
He's one of those guests.
on another plane.
He's just, it's one of those, like, I can't believe I get to talk to this man. Okay. What's this game coming down to, Hams?
I think it comes down to, like, Jordan Love has done a really good job protecting the ball this year, and that's always been kind of the thing that's followed him around. And obviously the Bears defense has been taking it away at a crazy rate, so I think it comes down to that.
Got all these shadows everywhere. I can't. We should turn all these off. Here's what I think. I think the Packers might win the Super Bowl. Not the thing to say with Mike coming on.
Yeah.
I just think they're sitting quiet. Game back of the Bears.
It's the quietest 3-game win streak.
And they've got the best.
Right,
they've got. Who has a better defense in the NFC?
Yeah.
It's Packers, Mike. It's your last one against the Packers. God bless you. Go get their ass.
Hey, thank you.
Oh, you're a great player. You're a great person.
Well, thank you. All right, cool. Take care.
It's just so incredible. Hall of Fame linebacker, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, former 49ers head coach, of course, Mike Singletary. I'm watching that. What did 65 on the Packers do to you? Who is that? What's the story there?
He was holding me just a little bit.
Yeah.
And you kind of get tired of it after a while, so.
That'd be like me. He was a little bigger than you, Mike.
Most of them were,
Yeah.
but you got to work overtime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you were tenacious. And I got to say, this rivalry, it's here, it's back. It's so fun. Football is a more beautiful, better place when the Bears and Packers are looking the way that they do. When I just say Green Bay Packers to Mike Singletary, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Wow. History.
Tell me more.
Well, when I think of the Packers, I think of Lombardi. I think of, you got to think of George Halas. You got to think of Lambeau Field, Soldier Field. There's so many great players that the Packers have had early on, and Bears were building up, but the Packers' consistency have been pretty amazing throughout the years.
It's true, and as the Bears are more competitive, they're looking good. We'll dig into that. I do want to ask you about a Bears-Packers memory that only you can sort of paint the picture for me, or the smell, maybe rather. 1985, Week 9. What does Mike Singletary remember about Green Bay putting horse manure in your locker room?
Wow. What I remember about Green Bay at that time, when Forrest Gregg was there, wow, it was Coach Ditka and Forrest Gregg all over again, as if they were playing on the field. They didn't like each other. It was very obvious they didn't like each other. And it spilled over into the locker room and into the players that played in the game. You
were the DPOY in 1985, game high 14 tackles against the Packers, which was amazing, solidifying sort of a sweep that year. Did that affect you at all? What did that do to you?
Wow. Yeah. Could you ask that question again, please?
I just wonder, what that did to you. Did this rivalry, maybe even in general, did this rivalry bring out something in Mike Singletary throughout the years?
I think the Green Bay Bears rivalry brings out a lot. As I said, the very first thing I think about is history. From there, you think of the two iconic coaches, George Halas And you know, when you're thinking of Green Bay, it's just absolutely amazing what Lombardi brought to the game. And then it filters into the fans. The fans. I mean, there are families that half of the house is a Green Bay fan and half of the house are Bears fans. And for that day, they don't talk to each other. They don't like each other. It's kind of like a civil war, and we're right up the road from each other. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. I think it's an old school kind of football rivalry that some of the people that don't like each other, when you say the Bears don't like the Packers, it's at different levels. Some really mean it. We don't like them. We don't talk to them. We don't want anything to do with them. And then, of course, you have the ones that just say, hey, you know what? I don't like them on that day. But it runs deep for a lot of families.
Yeah, and now the rivalry has some stakes to it. Ben Johnson, infectious. Caleb Williams, succeeding, getting better. The defense looks good. What is the one thing about the Bears that has stood out the most to you, a legendary Bear?
I think when I look at the Bears, I look at Caleb Williams. I think I think their defense has played well. I think special teams, they've had good plays. But when I think of Caleb Williams, he brings something. There is an edge that he brings to the game, that the leadership, the style. I really like what I see in him. Of course, the offensive line, they did a great job in the offseason, making sure that they could run the ball to take some of the heat off of the quarterback, make sure that the offense had more balance. But when I look at the Bears and I think their season, I think about their win-loss record, I think of Caleb Williams and the thing that he's been able to do as a quarterback.
I think a lot of people would say it's Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson deserves all that credit. Can you talk a little bit more about Caleb in that what he brings, even from, there's the edge, which I very much agree with. Like, he's got that dog in him, as the kids would say. What else about Caleb, or what stands out to you as a playmaker, as someone on the field getting better week in, week out? Because I like that you're giving the credit to Caleb and not going right to Ben Johnson.
Well, I think when I think of Ben Johnson, it's really cool to see a player that needs someone to come alongside him and sort of teach him the game from another perspective. And I think Ben Johnson has been able to come in and be able to teach the student. And the student was a willing learner. And I think there was a match. It's going to be interesting to see from this point on how the Bears fare. I'm excited to see the game this week. I think it's coming at a great time. I think the Packers are playing good football. I think the Bears are playing very confident football. I think they're executing. And both these teams are meeting each other at a great time. And I think after this game, it's going to tell you a lot about the maturation of Caleb Williams, and it's going to tell you a lot about Jordan Love and his ability to lead the Packers as well in a rivalry. So I'm excited to see the game.
It'll be very cold, which you're used to. Who wins this game and why?
Wow. Obviously I want to say the Bears because I think the Bears are hot. I think they've been hot. I think they're playing with a tremendous amount of momentum. Green Bay, I think, had gone cold for a little bit, and they've come on the last couple of weeks and kind of gotten together and found some momentum to play well as a team. So I'm really looking at whichever coordinator is able to come out whichever head coach has their team ready to execute and maybe not get so much tied up into the rivalry and the history and all of those things. Really look at this as an opportunity to go out and just showcase who we are right now. Who are we today? And I think that the team that's ready to make that statement is going to win this game.
And that team is which one?
Say that again?
And which team is that?
You're really trying to press me here.
I'd like to know who you think is the better.
The Bears. I mean, that's the easy thing to say. I'm going to say the Bears.
To go into Lambeau.
I got to go with the Bears.
To go into Lambeau, I cannot even imagine. Ben Johnson might be naked after that game. He took his shirt off last week.
Well, at the end of the day, it really is going to be about if the Bears can go into this game. I think that to me, they're a younger team. I think they have a chip on their shoulders going into Lambeau Field, being able to say, we are the Bears and we are ready to claim this division. We're on top of this division and we're going to show you why today.
I think it's a very interesting point that you know this inside and out, you've lived it and all the lore of this rivalry, that it sort of feels like a key to not be overlooked is the emotions of this rivalry in this game. You're sort of saying whichever squad can keep their emotions low and in check walks away with the win. I think that's interesting, and I don't know which team that is. It might be Green Bay if we look at all the stories, all the press clippings, all of that is about Chicago right now. They're the hot team, so I wonder if the Packers are like, okay, great, come here, come to the daddy of this rivalry in the past 10 years or so. It's very interesting. On the Bears side, I don't know if you heard this, Coach, but Ben Johnson, their coach now, he said that they're winning in spite of their passing game, which has been all over social media. Like, why is he saying that? Is he calling out his team? Is it about Caleb? We know they have the talent on offense. Do you see a miss or a hole in their passing game, and how do they fix that?
Well, you just continue to work on it. I think that when you're winning, sometimes there are a number of things that you can kind of miss because you just want to win the game. And you go back to, well, look, what are you complaining about? We won the game. What's the problem? But I think at the end of the day, for someone like Ben Johnson, it's really about execution and being someone that really is used to executing and having a quarterback that's on the same page. And I think Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson is getting to that place to where I can really see the influence of Ben Johnson on Caleb Williams. And I can see Caleb Williams, I can see the confidence growing. And for a quarterback, that's everything.
Yeah,
when you have a quarterback that's confident, it means everything. It really does.
Taking down the Eagles, and if they take down the Packers, he's going to be a level of confidence that we've not yet seen, I don't think, out of young Caleb Williams. I love that you love him. It sounds like you support him and have his back. I think that's very, very cool. When you're talking about Ben Johnson, I've only met him once. There's a level of winning isn't enough. That is sort of what I would say about him. I think he's a perfectionist in that way. Like, winning isn't enough. He'll have something to say. He wants it. He in a preseason game will keep going to run the score up. That's just who he is. So when it comes to this, and he's a brilliant play caller, of course, as we know, how do you balance as a coach? And how do you balance as a coach not like letting everything out as they play the Bears again? They play the Packers again in 2 weeks. How do you balance not emptying out the playbook when you want to put your how hard is it to do that?
It's very difficult, especially when you're playing in an emotional game. Today, you're balancing, you're trying to figure out, we want to go out and we want to win this game. We want to go out and we want to show why we're the #1 team in this division. We want to do all those things. But we see these guys again in a couple of weeks. And it does get messy, but it's important to really look at the team and have the guys understand, look, we got here today. We've been playing good football up to this point, and it's important that we make progress. It's important that we don't get lost in all the other stuff. Let the fans, let the media, let them handle all of that. Let's focus on taking another step today, because that's what it's going to be. In order for the Bears to continue to get better, you have to look at each week and say, what are our goals this week? What are we trying to accomplish this week? And, oh, by the way, if we do those things, we're going to win the game too.
It'll be interesting to see if I imagine he has things saved up for this game based off press conferences in June or whenever he was hired. It'll be interesting to see, do you let it all out? Do you just, and then you'll figure it out 2 weeks later? Or if you have some restraint, I would hate to see, it's a tough thing. I would never want to be a coach. You know, you've done it, you've been there. Like, man, not showing everything in your playbook sounds like a tough task in an emotional game, and he is an emotional guy. LaFleur also, they're two very emotional guys.
Yes, it really comes down to how well do you know your team? How well do you know your quarterback? How well do you know your players? And do they understand and do they buy into, hey, guys, we got to save some for the next time we play them. Hey, guys, we want to make sure, because the players are like, hey, we got to win today. We got to go out and win it. You know, the players are thinking at a different level. They want to win. I don't care about all that other stuff. As a coach, you not only want to win, you have to think about it. It's kind of like a parent and a child. You know, they're children. It's you know, mom and dad, we want to have a good Christmas, so we got to make sure we save today in order to have Christmas, okay? In order to buy you that toy and all that. But you're thinking, I don't care about all that. I want today. I want what's happening today. And I think it's the same thing when it comes to players and coaches. Players want it now, and coaches, that's what they get paid to do. They have to think about the sequence. They have to think about the buildup. They have to think about how much do we leave in the tank in order to have what we need at that time to take us over that hump.
We'll see who wins. You picked the Bears, which I forced you to do, so don't worry. We won't hold you to that one. It'll be a brilliant game. Great analysis. I wanted to ask you about something I saw last night, and I don't know if you watched the Lions-Cowboys game. It's okay if you didn't, because we're going to show you hopefully some highlights of this Jahmyr Gibbs character, okay? What he is doing is unbelievable. He's tied Barry Sanders for the most touchdowns before age 24. You, my friend, played against Barry 8 times in your career. When you're watching this, when you're watching Gibbs, what stands out? Are the comps to Barry okay? What say you?
You know, looking at this young man, he's an extraordinary player, extraordinary balance. He has a tremendous balance in terms of a complete player. When I think of Barry Sanders, you know, you think of Barry. What else can you say about Barry Sanders? He was a different kind of player. He was electrifying. You put him on the field, and it was just beauty in motion. Barry was an artist. And so, but you look at this young man that I saw last night. He is absolutely amazing, because he's basically a guy that, you know what, just give me the ball. I'm going to figure it out. And once again, I think the Lions are using him really, really well. I think there is a great combination of a team that really understands the talent that they have and being able to utilize that talent in the passing game as well as in the running game. He's tough enough that he can handle the pounding, and he's quick enough and elusive enough where you can put him out in space, and he's a great skill position player as well.
Yes, he lined up at wide receiver yesterday. We talked about it a lot going into this game. Amon-Ra wasn't maybe ready to go. They lost their tight end, and I said, line him up at wide receiver. They did. I love the laugh. I love that because it's fun to watch. It's all that. But from your position, I'd like to know your one key in slowing him down, especially at wide receiver. How do you slow this guy down?
Well, I'm going to say what I always say about great receivers, great running backs. You got to get hands on them. You have to be technically sound. You can't. You can't. Oh, that's going to be oh man.
Wait,
this guy's going to face so much in the film room today.
Show that again.
What are you doing? That's the running back. But I get it. Sometimes it happens. This guy that was a great play. That'll be a feature for a long time.
What do you make of that play?
Wow. You know what? The cornerback just thought he was going to continue to go to the sideline, and he was going to really lower the boom on him at the sideline, and he just didn't. He just changed his mind. So it happens. It happens to the best of us.
It happens. I don't know. Is there a highlight that exists of you like that? I don't know.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And I'm thinking the cornerback knew that he had somebody coming from the inside, so he just knew he had help from the inside. He did, but it was coming late, and it was a tough play.
It was a tough play. That's not good. That's such a funny laugh. We're going to take a TV break. We're still live on YouTube with Mike Singletary, the legend, the giggly legend ahead of Bears Packers. We'll be back, but we are still very much live. And I wanted to ask you this one question, because you were, GOAT defensive player. LT, Bruce Smith, Reggie White, Mike Singletary. Okay, you are the person who can speak about this. Myles Garrett is going to break the sack record. Where do you view him among the greats?
Well, it's tough to really categorize someone like Myles Garrett. He's a different kind of animal, and I say animal in the nicest sense, because he is a freak of nature. To look at him and what he can do, dunking a basketball flat-footed and a very natural athlete. He could play linebacker, but he's just a tremendous athlete. I remember him coming out of college, and they were thinking of drafting somebody else. And they, well, what do you think about if we draft this guy? What do you think about it? Are you kidding me? Myles Garrett, but you better draft this kid, and you better draft him yesterday because he's special. And he's proven that. He is a tremendous player, and he is just a very difficult guy to match up against. And to put a tackle on him alone is you're asking that tackle to do a lot. You're going to have to chip. You're going to have to do something extra. You may have to put it back on him as well, and a tight end. So, but the quarterback's got to get rid of the ball.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for making time for us today. It's lovely to get your analysis, to get some giggles out of you, and I'm just glad I'm not a Packer that had to deal with you all of those times. Have a beautiful, blessed holiday. God bless you and your family and your loved ones. We appreciate it, Mike.
Same to you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye. I just called him Mike. That felt so not okay. I just said Mike. What? I call him Coach.
Yeah.
To me, he's Coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was really not okay to say Mike. I'm so sorry. Wait, I'm crying that he's giggling about poor Bland, huh?
Yeah.
Mike, how do I tweet this? Mike Singletary is giggling on television with me right now. About what? After right now, I showed him Hamilton. Finish my sentence. I can't think.
The Jahmyr Gibbs play. With a Jahmyr Gibbs ankle breaker.
Oh my gosh, he was literally laughing. It's so We have K-makers at a break, right?
Yes.
Got it. I got that. Up and Adams, K-makers, pow, 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 pow. Anytime touchdown scorers, listen to me. These guys are scoring touchdowns in week 14. First up, Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving, he scored his return. They needed him. They need him. I think he finds the end zone again against the Saints on Sunday. You think he's going to score? I think so. How about another running back, Travis Etienne? Big one. Oh, my gosh. Jags Colts. Indies allowed 7 rushing touchdowns over the last 5 games. Coach Lou, you distracted by something? What are you doing? Get your head in the game here. Plus odds for Travis. Finally, the Steelers have allowed the second most touchdowns to the tight end spot. So, newly paid. I was screaming Mark Andrews' name to come talk to me on the sidelines with Ravens, but he wouldn't even look. He was right there. Mark Andrews. What's his? Plus 175. Disrespectful overlords. I am taking that one. Yesterday, we got to sit down with 15-time NBA All-Star Kevin Durant. Consistent AF. Unbelievable talent. Great guy. Likes Christmas, I think. Got new shoes going on. A huge milestone. 4 points away from that. He will hit that tonight. We talked a little Commanders, talked a little World Cup, talked a little Texas. How many goals would he score on a FIFA goalie? It's all right here. Enjoy. Happy December to the self-proclaimed Grinch who has 2 Christmas trees. What does Kevin Durant want for Christmas?
I want everybody to just have a happy and healthy Christmas.
My Christmas gift to you, do you want to know what it is?
Sure.
I am not going to make you or ask you or beg you to talk about the 31,000 point milestone that you're about to hit. How do you feel about that?
Thank God.
Well, first of all, I want the KD 18 colorway Commanders thing. Can we talk about that for a second? What a cool shoe.
Right? You deserve those. I should get that because that's your favorite team the last 2 years been the Commanders.
You know it. When are we going to get Jaden Daniels in those?
He already got 10 pairs sent to his house. So it's on him now.
Can we make them into cleats?
I don't know about that. That's actually a great question. You know what? Let me go make that call.
Kevin, it's a great idea. I'd like to see. I've seen Rashad Bateman in KDs. Like, who's the next player that needs to be in KDs?
JD5 for sure.
In those colors?
Yes.
Yeah. He might play this week. Did you hear that?
I seen that. I don't know about that, though. I mean, I know he loves football, but we're what, 3-9? I don't know.
The other thing I want outside of the KD 18s, if you will do this for me at some point, can you take credit a little bit? I'm watching this interviewer ask you about this in the 4 points, and you just put it on your team. It is a scoring record. It's a scoring record, Kevin. It's really about you.
I know. I mean, we all know that, but it's really not just about me, though. Like, it's a lot of moving pieces that help me get to this point. So I know how important they are, and they've been to my career. But sometimes they don't get the credit that they deserve. I'm not giving them all the credit, okay? Mm-hmm. But they deserve some when it comes to me elevating and becoming the player that I am. They added some into the part. I got the majority of it. Don't get me wrong. I've
never really heard you say that. I really haven't.
I'm the one shooting the shots in the gym.
That's right.
But it's people there that are rebounding, that are assisting, that are setting screens, that are, throwing info my way to help me become better, help watching film with me, teaching me the history of the game. So many people, man, and those conversations really added to the pot. And like I said, I got to cook it up, but they help too.
I owe you another gift I have to think of because I told you I wasn't going to ask about it, and then I asked about it. Help the reporters out that are this is going to happen. It's probably going to happen in your next game. You're 4 points away from 31,000, crazy list of guys. What is the question, now that you're part of the media, as we saw in Boardroom, and we'll continue to see in the future, what is the question that's a good question to ask you after that game?
I guess what it means in a historical context is me being somebody who's followed the NBA for so long, now to be, in the mix with the greats that, greatest has ever played. Like, how does that truly feel? Like, yeah, that would be a good question to answer.
I mean, you're on a list with guys who I know. That's what I see. But when you make it on a list where Kay knows every name on it, you are officially
yeah, that's a good point.
An absolute legend. Here's what I'd ask you: if I got to play team reporter for the day, how do you average over 25 points per game, 17 straight seasons? I saw that. I cannot believe that that's true. How did you do that? You.
A lot of strategy from my coaches and my teammates, for one. A lot of skill work by me. A lot of confidence I instilled in myself when I go out there and play, you know. And just the love of the game. I just enjoy going out there every day. And I hold myself to a standard every time I step out there, regardless of it being a NBA Finals game or a pickup game in the summer. I want to make as many shots as I can and just play good ball, you know? So I always kept that mindset, and I think that's what's keeping me going.
The consistency is crazy. Speaking of what's keeping you going, you're down in Texas. I was thinking about this morning, the Houston Texans. You've been there long enough. Do you think the Texans have a shot?
Yeah, I think they have a shot. C.J. Stroud's one of my boys. I got to know him, I think, right before his rookie season. So, and we had some real deep talks about the game and just about life in general. So, always root for guys that I actually, got to know over the time. So, yeah, I want him to do well. I want their team to do well. I love D'Amico Ryans and his journey to becoming a head coach and how he turned to, help build that culture there with the Texans. And defensively, they become just a hard-nosed group. So, yeah, I like watching them, and I want to see them do well. But that's just about as far as it goes.
They've got the Chiefs on Sunday night. Huge game. Crazy. The whole sports media world, my friend, just talking about what this means if they miss the playoffs. If the Chiefs miss the playoffs, do you, as a champion, do you, as the NFL fan you are, do you look at Patrick Mahomes' legacy any differently?
Hey, what kind of question is that?
I just would like to get it out there. I think I know what you're going to say.
That makes no sense at all. If anybody's questioning Pat Mahomes' legacy from a one-off year, them not missing, he can miss the playoffs for the rest of his career. I don't give a damn. This man is Patrick Mahomes. Like, he covered out there. What many championships he got? 3?
3.
Come on now.
That's the discourse. That's what's hot in the street.
Pat Mahomes, Chris Jones, Travis Kelce.
So they can never win again, and he's still what?
You don't stop it. He's still an all-time great, potentially the greatest of all time.
We're in December. We're in the thick of it. Who wants to win the AFC North? Who do you think pulls it out?
Baltimore shouldn't have lost that game last week, but Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow.
I was there. It was crazy.
The Bengals are the Bengals. They can turn it up at any time. Steelers took a tough one. I don't know. I mean, it's up for grabs. I mean, if Joe's going to play like that for the rest of the season, I can see the Bengals taking that division.
And last one for you. Bears-Packers. It's so fun. Who you got?
Fred VanVleet, my teammate, is a Bears fan. He's been trying to get me to jump on the Bears to the playoffs bandwagon since the preseason, so I'm going to take the Bears.
We're switching it up. We're doing college picks because it is College Football Conference Championship week. So let's get to some college ball quickly. If you could play one snap in college football today, what position would you pick and who would you play for?
Quarterback at Texas.
Quarterback at Texas. I'd like to. And how would you do? Pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, hand the ball off a lot. Hand the ball off. Don't check down.
John, bring him back. I love that. Yeah. The Longhorns, they're at 13, KD. They're still out of the playoffs. Should they be in? How dangerous would they be?
Yeah, we should be in, and we would be dangerous. We're hitting our stride right now. I feel like we're playing great football. But, some stuff is out of your control, so we'll see what happens.
Let's get to some conference championship picks. Let's start in the SEC. Georgia, slight faves against Alabama. Who wins? Why?
Give me Georgia. I think Georgia's just a force. I think, especially around this time of year, they don't lose these games.
Big Ten, number 2 ranked Indiana plays number 1 ranked Ohio State.
This is the biggest game of the year, in my opinion.
Okay.
So far. Damn, I gotta pick. Man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the champs. I'm gonna go with the champs, but Indiana's just looking so insane. They're looking like a a champion right now. But I'm gonna go Ohio State.
And finally, who wins the national championship?
Ohio State repeat.
KD, thank you for doing this. I know you have to run. I appreciate it.
All right, Kay.
Time now for some ODDS-ities. Dun, dun, dun. These are little standout stat action, things that make you go, and will give you an edge on FanDuel Sportsbook this weekend. Okay, up first, this is odd. This is really odd. Bills-Bengals, huge game, both sides. Did you know that James Cook is currently only the second running back in Bills history to average over 100 rushing yards per game? A little rusty. We'll do better on that. Listen, there have been some great running backs in Bills history. Former Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas, Shady McCoy, Marshawn, and James Cook is on track to have the most rushing yards by a Bill since OJ 50 years ago. That is why it was a little shocking to me that his line for rushing over on FanDuel Sportsbook, 99.5 against the Bengals' 50th ranked run defense. Like, what are they really? Same thing. 31st ranked run defense. Okay, that is one. Okay, next up in our Odd City segment, let me tickle the ivories in the right way. Davante Adams. He snagged 11 touchdowns in the last 6 games alone. That's the third most in a 6-game span in the entire history of the league. Is that not crazy? In the history of the game, okay? The only other guys to rack up more receiving touchdowns over a 6-game span are the GOAT Jerry Rice in 1987 and Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp in 1994. Davante has 14 on the season. He's going to have a legit chance to join Jerry and Randy as the only guys to score 20 in a single season, and doing this in year 12 and 2025 of our Lord is amazing. And given how he's frequently getting into the end zone, I'm going to keep it going. Minus 165, by the way, against the Cardinals this weekend. I love that. Plus 390 for him to score 2 of them. Love that. Okay, last one. And I hit on this a little bit the other day. Did not get enough love on social media, so we're going to do it again. Devon Achane averaging 142.7 rushing yards per game over the last 3 weeks. Why is the line 60 yards below that against the Jets this weekend? What the F, overlords? What are we doing? The Jets' run D ranked 25th this season. Achane's been the focal point of the Dolphins' offense lately. 20-plus carries each of the last 3 games. I think he clears the 82.5-yard line pretty comfortably on Sunday. That is me versus the overlords and a little thing we like to call ODDS-ities. Go to FanDuel Sportsbook and check it out. Okay, back on Hammer Time. I guess I'll just throw it to you. What do you got?
All right, I'm going to talk about the Packers today.
Great.
And this offensive shift that I think happened in that Lions game on Thanksgiving. We talked about it a little bit, right? Like the Packers offense being conservative and LaFleur not taking as many chances and letting Jordan Love loose. That really changed on Thanksgiving Day, and I want to dig into it here. Let's take a look at some of these plays.
Let's go.
So we'll start with the 4th and 3. Early second quarter, this is still a 3-0 game at this point. You're going to see Dontavian Wicks go in motion. That tells you that it's man coverage across the board. And the Packers aren't just going for it. They're going for it here. The double move from Wicks on Brian Branch. Jordan Love sees that safety is staying put in the middle of the field. He knows he's going to have a shot to throw this little starter and go to Wicks. He sees Branch flat-footed. And then just look at this throw. You can't place it any more perfectly than that right before the safety gets over there.
Oh, my gosh. Some might call it an MVP throw.
Some might.
Some might do. Some might say that he might have better odds.
And some might have said that's not. It's a catch. It was a catch.
No, that is a catch.
Yes. And not even just on 4th down, even 3rd and 5 here. Again, you're seeing the motion from Bo Melton telling you that it's man coverage. They're going to run this flood concept here. It's Wicks again on this deep out. He does a great job stacking Amik Robertson, getting the leverage there to the outside. But watch Jordan here as we flip to the end zone. He feels Aiden Hutchinson. His eyes are downfield on the coverage. He feels Aiden Hutchinson coming free. That little slide and then a perfectly placed ball over the hand of Robertson. Again to Dontavian Wicks.
Again, no interception, baby. He's not throwing them this year.
Again, and it leads to a touchdown there. And then here, you don't need motion to tell that this is man coverage. This is the 4th and 3 at the end of the game. They're up by a score at the 50-yard line, and LaFleur says, we are going for this. We're squashing the cigarette, so to speak. Again, Wicks is able to get the leverage here. Jordan Love, the pocket's breaking down. He's going to have to slide by himself a little bit more time to get this ball off. He sees that Wicks has the leverage. He's just going to lay this ball out and let Wicks run underneath it. It's a good throw. It's a fantastic catch. And once again, LaFleur, if you miss this 4th down, you might blow this game. And he has the stone, not just to go for it again, but let it rip down the field.
LaFleur's a tough guy. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, he is in this game. And I think, when I really think about it, I think what's allowed this shift to kind of happen for them is when you know you have a defense that's playing the way that the Packers defense is playing right now, you can let it rip a little bit more. You can take more chances because you know they're going to cover you on the back end.
Have they sort of figured it out post-Tucker Kraft? Is that what's happening right now?
I think so. There was a little bit of that, and I do think Jayden Reed being back is going to be a huge part of that, too.
We've talked about
he can give you, that yak ability in the middle of the field that you're missing with Tucker Kraft being out.
Why isn't he throwing picks? Let's look at the odds for it, by the way, for Mr. Love. If you look at just the interceptions, right?
Yeah, I mean,
19 touchdowns, 3 picks. It's a third of what it was last year. Let's talk about his odds. Where do you look? Especially, listen, after last night, where are we looking at him? And where are we looking at this Packers squad?
Yeah, he's plus 1,400 now. Okay. He's 3rd in the MVP. He moved up. Dak dropped all the way back to plus 8,000. Yeah. Dak was tied with him yesterday. So, again, if he rips off a 4th straight win, beats the Bears, gets the Packers in that 1-seed conversation, he's going to start creeping up there with Stafford.
Call your shot on the Jayden Reed vibe of this. We had the brass say that they weren't able to do a lot in their playbook without him. Yeah. What makes you say that, 30 seconds or less, what the difference without him, and now they get him back?
Yeah, I think it really is that they don't have that guy that you can just get the ball in his hands quickly and he's going to make things happen. Everything has kind of had to be Jordan Love pushing it down the field. Now, you can just get the ball out quick and Jayden can make people miss, make big plays with the ball in his hands. That was kind of Tucker Kraft. Now, Jayden Reed can give you that they've been missing.
Great to see you. Safe travels home. We will see you guys. Bears or Packers?
Packers. 6.5.
Packers? All right.